Hello and welcome my dear students. I am Rohan sir from Mahdi English Medium School. I welcome my all dear 3rd standard students once again in science lecture. So my dear little gems, you all know that we are revising for FA1 exam since 2 to 3 lectures, and you know now science exam paper is approaching and you have a day or two more to revise for it. So now this is the second last revision lecture for FA1, and I hope that previous few lectures were very much important and very much useful for you all, as my only motto is to get you prepared for FA1 paper in all the ways. Now, as this is the second last revision lecture, I have brought one more important thing with our old content. That is, the content will remain same, but the question and the format will change, in which I think you have to get prepared your way. So before starting anything, I hope that you have your books and pencils with you, and that you have plugged in your earphones so that you will be able to understand each and everything, because it is not necessary that all the time I'll be speaking with the high pitched voice. So anyways, let's see what we are going to do today. So we are going to revise the first half part of paper style. So be ready with your books and pencils. In this lecture, though the revision will be for the same content, but all the questions are twisted. So as we have limited format, we can't ask you long question answers, but the objectives may be twisted in your exam. So I thought, let's make the video on the same so that you will be able to get familiar with how the questions are twisted. But anyways, for those who have prepared thoroughly, for them everything is just a piece of cake to solve. So let's get started. What are we going to do today? True or false and MCQ. So I hope that you are ready. So please give the heading final revision in your books. In the new page, give the heading final revision, and don't forget to put today's date. So now that I hope that you are ready, first thing what we are going to do is MCQ. Now what you have to do is repeat the question once and answer once after the correct answer is displayed. That means first I am not going to display the correct answer, that is, you have to guess the correct answer and write it down in your book, then I'll display it, because few questions might be twisted. So I hope that you are ready. Now that you have the knowledge, now you will come to know that whether you have mugged up the answer or whether you have understood the answers. For those who have understood the answers and then they have learnt it, for them this will be the easy session. For those who have just by hearted the answers in the sequence, for them this is going to be really twisted and complex session. So for the one who have by hearted the answers, please try to understand the answers, and this lecture especially I have made for you all. Now let's get started. Please give the heading MCQ. Below the heading you have given revision, give the heading MCQ, just a short form, and be ready to read the question and write the answers before I display. Be honest, be loyal, write the answers before I display, so that you yourself will come to know how much you know and how much you are lacking behind. Okay, so I hope that you have written the heading. Now, the first question, sharp object that can cause injury. Now you will say that, sir, this question we have solved twice before this lecture. Yes, I know that you have solved this twice, but the options might be twisted. Let's see. Here are the options. A. Shoes. B. Screwdriver. C. Knife. D. Both B and C. Now here, look at the question carefully. Sharp object that can cause injury. Shoes can cause injury. Okay, if you throw the heavy shoes on someone may get hurt, but it is not a sharp object. And please apply the same criteria with screwdriver and knife and just write your answers before I display the correct answer. Is it A, B, C or D? If you select D, that will ultimately select both B and C, that is screwdriver and knife. Please try to understand the question and write the answer. What is the correct answer according to you? And then you are free to write the correct answer as soon as I display it. So, sharp object that can cause injury. Now that I hope that you have written the answers, let's see what the correct answer is. Here the correct answer is D, both B and C. That means both screwdriver as well as knife. Now knife you all know. This option was even there before we have done the revision. But screwdriver, 50% might be knowing what is screwdriver and 50% don't know. Now for that, I would just ask you to Google it or to ask your parents to show what is a screwdriver. It is used to fit the screw, to fix the screw or to remove the screw. So screwdriver is also the sharp object which can cause injury. So here both B and C are the correct. That is why I have kept the option D, which says that both B and C. So this is also the pattern, one such pattern which can come in exam. So you have to be prepared, you have to be practical. Correct? Now if you know what is screwdriver, what is knife, this answer is very much easy. See, that is why I always ask you to understand the question and not to just by heart or learn it. Okay? So now I hope that at least few might have written this answer, the correct answer. If not, it is okay. Please write down the correct answer. And repeat after me. Sharp object that can cause injury. Answer both B and C, that is screwdriver and knife. Let's move forward. Number 2, color of traffic lights. Oh, this is also done a lot of times. We have solved this. Again, options might vary with the question. Let's see. Option A says red, yellow, blue. Option B says green, yellow, red. Whereas option C says green, white, yellow. So what do you think is the correct combination? There are the combinations, not a single light, isn't it? Please write down your answers according to your knowledge or what you remember from the previous explanation lectures. So I'll give you a few seconds to write down your answer. You can just write A, B or C. Even if you want to write the detail, you can write it down. Color of traffic lights. We even have discussed the detailed use of each light. So the one who have watched the lectures in the sequence might be able to give the answer for this. Is it red, yellow, blue? Or is it green, yellow, red? or is it green, white, yellow? Okay, so if you have written the answer, and I hope that you might have written the answer, let's see what the correct answer is. The correct answer is green, yellow, red. These are the three colors of traffic light. Okay, so I hope that many of you might have written this, because this is even the general knowledge. If you have observed the traffic light carefully, you will be able to answer this. So anyways, the question may come in which I'll give you only the one option to select a one correct light, or this way also it might come in your exams. Now let's see what the next question is. Things found in the first aid box. Okay, now here also the varieties of option can come. Let's see what the options are here. Options are A. cards, B. pencil, C. cotton, D. ruler. Okay, now if you don't know what is first aid box, and if you are appearing for the exam just like that, as you are feeling it is a fun, that is very wrong. So you don't know what is first aid box, so you might select the incorrect option. You might select the options which is in the compass box. No, but the first aid box and the compass box are very different. So again, if you know the answer, please write it down, and then I'll display the correct answer. I hope at least 60 to 70% of the students, those who are watching the lecture, will write the correct answer. Things found in the first aid box. Generally, we should keep first aid box in every house. Okay, now let's see what the correct answer is. Correct answer is cotton. So cards, pencil, ruler, these are not there in the first aid box. First aid box is a medical related box in which all the emergency bandages, cotton, scissors, antiseptic creams, etc. are kept if you get wound or injured in some way at your home. So cotton is the correct answer here. I hope that many have written these correct answers. Okay, moving on to the next question. Fourth, red color in traffic light indicates what? Now let's see what the options are. Run, stop, take U-turn, speed up. So what is the correct answer? Please write it down. Here the answer can only be one, because it only indicates one thing. So that is the reason why I have revised these things again and again, so that even when you are not awakened, when you are in the sleep, still in your head the correct answer is stored. Red color in traffic indicates dash, whether it indicates run, whether it indicates stop, or it indicates take U-turn or speed up. Okay, I hope that you are writing the answers, and let's see what the correct answer is. If you have written the correct answer, here the correct answer is stop. That means if you see the red light, you have to stop your vehicle for a while till it again turns into green. So red color, please repeat this is important. Please repeat after me, students. Red color in traffic indicates stop. Okay, now let's see what the next question is, and I hope that you are repeating whenever I'm asking you to do so, because let's make this class lively. So this is give and take. If I'll ask you to do something, and if you'll do something, then only it will be successful. Okay, number 5, an immediate help given to someone is called what? So when you give an immediate care to someone, immediate help to someone, it is called what? Options are A. first cry, B. first help, C. first aid, or D. ICU. Now please write down your answers, whether it is A, B, or C, or D. An immediate help given to someone is called what? Is it first cry, first help, first aid, or ICU? I hope that you have written the answers, the correct answer. I hope the same. Let's see what the correct answer is. First aid. So now, before one or two questions we discussed about the first aid things, first aid stuff. That is the first aid box, which can help someone, which can give the immediate help to someone if you have got any cuts or wounds while working at home or near somewhere in the residence. So please repeat this sentence after me loudly and clearly. An immediate help given to someone is called first aid. Clear enough? Moving on to the next one. Example of omnivores. Different examples are given. Let's see how the options are different from what you have seen previously. Options are A. Deer, B. Cow, C. None, D. Both A and B. Example of omnivores. Yes, previously I have given the same question in different way. This question says omnivores. That means what? First you need to understand, if you have forgotten, omnivores, plant and flesh both. If the animals eat both, they are omnivores. So you have to decide whether deer or cow eats both, or none of them eats, or both deer and cow eats animals' flesh as well as plants. Please write down your answer and wait for me to display the correct answer. Example of omnivores. Is it deer, or is it cow, or none, or both A and B? You should have the detailed knowledge if you want to select the correct answer. Okay, let's display the correct answer. Option C is correct, that is none. Neither the deer nor the cow is an omnivore. Both are herbivore. Correct? So even if you select D, there is both A and B, still it is incorrect. None means neither of the given options, neither A nor B. So I hope that 50% at least of the students watching the lecture have written the correct answer. Anyways, so those who have written the correct answer, congratulations. Now you have the mastery over the types of animals. Next question is number 7. Animal that chew the cud. Let's see the options quickly. A. Giraffe, B. Rat, C. Cow, D. None. So either it should be A, B, C, or it should be D. None. Please write down your answers. There is nothing to explain much. This is the eating habit. Animal that chew the cud. I hope that you have written the answer from the options. A. Giraffe, B. Rat, C. Cow, D. None. Now if you have written the correct answer, let's see what the answer is. Here the correct answer is cow. Okay, so cow chew the cud. Now you know the cud. It swallows the food, and again when it rests or sit at one place, brings back the food to the mouth, chew it and digest it. This is called to chew the cud, a process of eating. So I hope that maximum of you have written the correct answer. Moving on to number 8. Animals that know. Again, this is also eating habit, a style of eating. Options are, now here again the combination of animals are given. Look at it carefully. Rats and cow, rabbits and ox, rats and rabbits, or is it squirrel and cow? Now if you see, in every option one correct option is given, but there should be the two combination of perfect pair. Now cow is definitely not an option, because in the previous 7th question we saw that cow has the habit of chewing the cud. So A should not be the option, it should be B, C or D. Again in D if you see cow is there. So please decide and write your answer before I display the correct answer, whether it is A, B, C or D. Which animals out of these options know their food. Let's see what the correct answer is. Please check your answers if you have written. Correct answer is rats and rabbits. Also the squirrels, but here with the squirrel option is given cow. So correct option is rats and rabbits. So this is the also way how I can twist the questions to confuse you in MCQ. Please be alert while you are reading the question as well as the options. Read it thoroughly before giving the answer. Moving on to the next one. Mosquito dashed their food. Again, eating habit. Do they gnaw? Do they chew? Do they suck? Or do they swallow? Please write down the answer quickly. Mosquito dashed their food. A, B, C or D. Gnaw, chew, suck or swallow. What do they do with their food? Now let's see what the correct answer is. Please compare your answer with this answer. Correct answer is suck. Now I have given you the example how mosquito sits at our skin also and bites us to suck our blood. So mosquitoes suck their food is the correct answer. Moving on to 10th one. Cats and dogs dash water. Options are A, lap up, B, suck, C, gargle, or is it D, sprinkle? Cats and dogs dash water. Quickly write down your answers if you know or if you think any of these could be the answer. Please write it down in your book before I display. Cats and dogs dash water. I hope that you have written the answers. Please compare your answer. Correct answer is lap up. They lap up the water with the tongue. If you know, I have even shown you the pictures. So this is the correct answer. Now moving on to true or false. Write your answers before correct answers are displayed like you did in the MCQ. Just you have to write answer 1 true or false, answer 2 true or false, whatever you feel like. Number 1. Different animals have different eating habits. Do you think is it true or false? Please write down the answer. Answer 1, whatever you feel, and then you can check your answers. Different animals have different eating habits. Is it true or is it false? Now, if you have written the answer, let's see what the correct answer is. This statement is true. Now, you will say why? Just simply, if we have observed the first half part of this lecture, in this lecture itself, the different eating habits were shown. Cow chewing the cud, then dogs and cats lap up the milk and the water. So then the rabbits and squirrels and all know their food. So different animals have different eating habit, isn't it? That is why this statement is true statement. And I hope that you have written the same. If not, it is okay. Now please modify your answers. Number 2. So let me read the question. Let me read the statement first of all. Animals such as lion, tiger eat flesh of other animals. See, this same question was there, but the question is twisted. Animals such as lion, tiger eat flesh of other animals. Please write down your answer. Is it true or false according to you? So answer number 2, is it true or false? And I hope that you have written the answer, because you just have to write either it is true or it's false. Correct answer is true. This statement is true. Why? Animals such as lion, tiger eat flesh of other animals. Yes, they do. But in your books, I have given you true or false, in which it was written that animals such as lion, tiger eats plants and vegetables. There it was false, but here the statement is changed. That is why the answer is changed to 2. So that is the only reason why I ask you to learn the answers after understanding it properly. If you just mug up the answers, just learn it, by heart it, without understanding it is of no use. You should be able to understand why the particular statement is true or why is it false. Correct? So I hope that this is useful to you now. Moving on to next one. Number 3. Snakes swallow their food. Please write down the answers. Snakes swallow their food. Is it true or is it false? Do you think that the snakes swallow their food? If you think so, write true, or if you don't, write false. I hope that you written your answer. The correct answer is true. Snakes swallow their food. Now again, if you compare to your book, there I have given that snakes have chewing teeth, and then answer is false because they don't have chewing teeth. They have the teeth through which they eject the poison. Otherwise they just swallow their food, they never chew their food. So this statement is right where it is written snakes swallow their food. And I hope this concept is clear. Moving on to the next one. A frog has a short sticky tongue to catch its prey. Read the statement carefully and write your answers, please. A frog has short sticky tongue to catch its prey. Now I hope that you written your answer whether it is true or false, and that you have understood the statement. This is false. Now you will say, oh sir, I have written true because frogs have the sticky tongue and they catches their prey. You have shown us the picture and etc. etc. But if you read the statement carefully, a frog has a short sticky tongue? No, they have the long and sticky tongue. So even the one word is wrong, the statement is wrong, it is false, isn't it? So if I give you that the frog has a long sticky tongue to catch its prey, then it is true. But here the word short is used, so this statement goes false. Moving on to the fifth one. You should keep your books and toys at their place after using. Please write your answers. You should keep your books and toys at their place after using. Is it true or is it false? Yes, this is very much easy. I hope that you have written your answers. Statement is true. Obviously you should keep the books and the toys at their places after you use it. Correct? So in your book it was given that you should keep it on the floor as it is after using it. There it was false, but here it is true. And I hope you know now what is the difference. Moving on to sixth one. You should touch electric switches with wet hands. Please write your answers. You should touch electric switches with wet hands. I hope that you are writing the answers. You should touch electric switches with a wet hand. Let's see what the correct answer is. False. This statement is false because you should not touch with the wet hands. It's very clear, very simple. Number 7. You should run up and down the stairs. You should run up and down the stairs. Quickly write down your answers. Should you run up and down the steps, the stairs, the staircases? Let's see what the correct answer is. This statement is false because if you run up and down the stairs, you may fall down and get injured. So this way you have to be prepared for the twisted questions, and I hope that you now are familiar with how the question can be twisted and how you have to read carefully the questions as well as the options in the case of MCQ, so that you don't get puzzled and write the incorrect answer, because you are not, once you submit the exam, you will not be allowed to appear for it second time. Computer will not accept your test a second time. In paper it was possible to strike out the answers, but here after you submit, I should say once you submit, There is no possibility for appearing it for the second time. So be careful, read the questions, options precisely and write your answers properly. I hope that this lecture was very much useful to you. Thanks for watching the lecture. Wish you good luck. Goodbye.